Good morning. I just got some coffee and I decided now would be a lovely time to do a tour of my little journaling ecosystem, as some people call it. Now, I've come up with a pretty good system that I think works for me. So I'm going to show you that because maybe someone will like it. This is the big boy. The little one is actually the big boy. This is the most important part, okay? This is the pocket notebook. It's a traveler's pocket notebook, whatever you want to call it. It's not a fancy one. None of this Paper Republic, Louise Carmen shit, okay? It's just, I got this off Amazon. It was like 10 bucks and I love it. This leather is great. It's very soft and I didn't have to break the bank buying it. I don't understand that. I think it's kind of stupid. But anyway, so I keep my little pen in here. This is just a Pilot G207. I don't know. Just my favorite. It's just what I always use. The reason I really like this type of notebook is because you don't have to worry about wasting the whole book. That was the main appeal with this, was that I can just screw it up really bad and then just pull one of the inserts out and put a new one in rather than having to buy an entire new book. Now, this isn't great for like, you know, really sitting down and talking about all your thoughts and despairs, and I don't really like it for that. But for the daily use, it's beautiful. The first section, I like to call it the quest log. This used to be like the lists, but I just think quest log is so much more whimsical. Okay, I had this idea when I was playing The Witcher that it was just more appealing to see the things I had to do in forms of quests. So basically my quest log, for instance, we have main quests and we have side quests, and then I just list all the things that I need to do. The main quests are obviously the things that are more important. The side quests are things that I would just like to get done. That's the quest log. I go through these pretty fast. Next up, we have notes. Now, the notes book, that's funny. This is for more important thoughts. So for instance, I've been writing down a lot of ideas in class for a film I'm gonna make in class, like a little documentary. Also thoughts, just random thoughts. This is more of my documentary. I haven't really done much writing in this one, but I inserted a little ribbon so that I can mark my page because, I don't know, it just bothers me to have to look for it every time. And I just literally stapled it into the back of the book. The final book in this pocket notebook is my little sketchbook where I just destroy it and I just have fun. So like, let's see, let's have a look through here. So like here I was trying to like draw some little horses. They didn't come out very good. And then in the next page, I was following a tutorial and I drew these little guys. There's a portrait of me that Hannah drew. It's very bad. Here's a portrait of Hannah I drew. Here's my desk. So I kind of just have fun here. And I don't really mind that like the color's bleeding through because it's just, I'm just destroying it. I'm just having fun with it. And I like my little sketchbook and I've filled out a couple of them. Sometimes I go back and the pages I absolutely hate, I like put collages over them and stuff. But yeah, it's just, this is kind of just an exercise for me to be loose. And I really like that. I also made a little folder. I don't know if you can see that. It's just like a little pocket folder. I made it with like construction paper and it goes through the back so I can put things in there. That's pretty much it for this guy. This is my favorite. I love this thing. I bring it almost everywhere I go because it's a good way to kill some boredom, you know, just to like make your to-do list, draw a picture. It's good. I like it. Now, I tried a bigger traveler's journal, but I don't like writing in it because it doesn't, again, this is a cheap one off Amazon, but it just doesn't feel good to hold open. It's not sturdy, so I don't like it for writing important things down. But I do like it for holding certain things together. So I'm just such a trend follower, but I did make a habit tracker, okay? Don't come for me. But this is actually, it's fun. This is kind of what it looks like at the end of the day. Well, at the end of the month. I kind of modify this every month depending on how I like it and what's going on. So I have the most interesting thing that happened on the day. There's red to mark my period. There's green to mark my sickness. Things I want to happen on the day, and these are things I don't want to happen on the day. And then I have my mood. I tracked my sleep for a while, but I get pretty consistent sleep, so I thought that that was kind of pointless. But I did notice my mood fluctuates quite a bit. So I really enjoy this. I love showing people it. I think it's kind of cool. It's a good way to keep track, good way to see where I've been. And then the mood kind of correlates. So it's kind of cool. So that's the first packet in here. And then I just have a calendar. in the back because like, I just think having a calendar is nice. And I also track my earnings based on work, and it's just, they're just little calendar packets. And these are nice because it's not only 2026. You know, you can just buy this. I could have bought this 3 years ago and it would still work because you filled them in yourself. Highly recommend that rather than buying an actual calendar. It doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, this thing is basically just to hold those other packets. Not that special. I'm working on it. And then finally, I have my actual journal. The actual journal is for thought out thoughts. So when I'm sitting in bed and I'm thinking very deeply, I whip this out and I can actually write through it. Now, I'm not gonna show you all my secrets in here. Like here, I'm writing about how I think social media is stupid. This is actual writing, you know? And sometimes I draw little pictures, like I drew some people on their phones. I have a problem about this, clearly. I've literally filled out only a couple pages because I don't do this one very often. I would like to do this more, but I just don't get around to it because I'm stuck in here. But what I have done in the past is when I finish a note packet in here, I go through it and I just find anything that's interesting and something that I want to remember. And I transferred it into this book and just like kind of bullet forms with the dates. Here, this was from, oh wow, this is July through December. See, I've gotten a lot better about writing more because that's actually a pretty fat gap. It's cool to notice what I've been thinking about like over the course of the months. And you can see that there's some reoccurring themes. It's really good for just gathering my brain. I think that's hard to do sometimes when you don't write things down. Writing things down is so helpful. It really is. I remember so much more when I write things down. And this is so cool because it's just like I have a little brain outside of my brain where I just keep all my little important things. Anytime anything comes to mind, it goes in here. If it's an idea for a video, if it's an idea for something school related, a lot of ideas, or even just thoughts, concepts, let me see if I can find something noteworthy. For instance, one day I wrote, art is obviously subjective, but is it subjective enough to question whether or not something is art at all? That's pretty interesting. See, I wouldn't remember that. That's pretty much it. But, you know, I think I have a decent system going on here. There's always room for improvement. I've tried a lot of ways of doing this. I used to journal in a book like this when I was younger. I would try and write down what happened every single day of my life. And it made me not want to do it. It became kind of a chore. So I'm trying to avoid that by making it easy and then allowing myself to make it difficult when I want to. I hope someone is inspired by this. No, seriously, I hope that like actually someone can be like, oh, it's not that deep. Because people make it so complicated. I just think I can't do that. People like to have prompts and things too, and I don't like that. I like to make my own prompts. I can do whatever I want. I'm going to write whatever I want. I like the idea of thinking of it as a sketch with words because I love sketching. I haven't made an art piece that's finished and completed in so long. Most of them are just sketches like I just showed you. I think it's easier to think of other mediums like that. I'm trying to think of videos like that. That's why I want to do more things like this because to me, this is a sketch. I'm not perfecting it. I'm just chatting and I'm just gonna probably put some easy cuts on this and post it and be done. It's less intimidating to start out or just to keep going if you don't make it complicated. I scribble and cross out and destroy those pages and that's okay. That's what this is for, you know? Like obviously I don't want to do that in the nice big one, but if that was the only one I had, I probably wouldn't write at all because I'd be scared to make a mistake. When you have something to just ease the pressure, I'm really recommending this. I really, really am. This is the coolest thing I've ever picked up. I really love it. That's all I got to say, I think. Try and journal in a new way, please. Look at a million different tutorials if you want and just pick one that works for you and just give it a shot. It's just paper, okay? Buy the least expensive stuff you can to start out because why are you dropping $30 on a notebook that you don't know if you're gonna finish? That is ridiculous. Buy cheap stuff, try new things. Don't worry about it. It's just paper. Just see what happens. Goodbye. Thank you.